Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you how to use Power BI for the very first time. It'll be a very basic introduction to Power BI, importing some data just to get you started and get comfortable using the application. So you can download Power BI from Microsoft website for free. I will provide a link in the description below. So once you've downloaded Power BI and opened it up, you will be presented with a screen similar to what I have on screen. And unlike other Microsoft packages like Word or Excel, you don't initially get a blank screen where you can start typing away. You get what is like a splash screen as in front of me, where on the left hand side we can import data or get data, and it will show you recent sources of data. So I've literally just downloaded this, so I don't have any recent sources of data, but as you use it and save files, that's where your recent files and recent data sources will be displayed. In the middle, you'll see an option about collaborating and sharing. So modern working practices are all about collaborating and sharing, and an option to buy a more advanced license. So I'm using the basic license that's free on Microsoft website. On the right hand side, you will see options for help, and I do believe that Microsoft has come a long way in providing a lot of online help that is free and easy to follow online, especially with the use of videos. So before we can do anything in Power BI, we have to import data from somewhere, and literally you can import data from pretty much any application or online source. So to get started, I'm going to click on Get Data, and a little window will appear listing all the sources of data, sources we can import data from. Now, I am not familiar with all of these applications, but depending on your work experience, you may be familiar with some of them. So at the top is quite a commonly used application, Microsoft Excel, but you also might be familiar with some of the others as well. So in this example, to allow you to follow on what I'm doing, I'm going to be importing from a website rather than an Excel source, but it's an Excel file I've saved online. So to do this, we're going to have to go to Other, and then Web, and then press Connect. And the URL I will provide in the description below. It's a file I've saved up on Google Drive so that everyone can access if they want to follow exactly what I'm doing. So if you copy and paste the URL into the address bar and press OK, Power BI will do its thing, and you'll come up with a little bit of a wizard, and it will show you what data it's been recognized from that source. So the data source is a single tab. It's a list of movies that I've found open source online. It's taken, I believe, from the IMDb movie website. There's only one tab, so there's only one option to choose on the left hand side, and it's a movie list. So I'm going to tick the box there. Then on the right hand side, it gives you a little bit of a preview of what data it's recognized in that tab. If I scroll to the right, you can see information on the movie title, release year, running time, genre, ratings, actors, and so on. At the bottom, then, you'll see options to load the data, transform data, or cancel. Cancel will simply close the operation. Transform data will take you into Power Query. I'm not going to cover Power Query in this video. That will require quite an in-depth video, I'd imagine. And load data is simply load the data as it is. So just as an intro, we're going to load the data as it is, and we will skip the transform part for now. So if we load data, then Power BI will do its thing, load data to the model. So now data has been loaded into our Power BI. On the right hand side, you will notice 3 panes. You've got filters, visualizations, and fields, which you can expand and collapse. On the right hand side, now you'll notice our movie list has been imported, and I can expand that to show you all the fields within that movie list. Okay, so to create a visual, we can either go to the new visual option at the top of your screen, or in the visualizations pane, you can select a visual that you require, and there are little icons that depict what visuals you may want. So there's some that will be probably quite common to you: bar charts, column charts, pie charts, etc. So in this introduction, we're just going to create a simple table. So if I click table, on mine it's on the 4th row down, second from the left. If I hover over it, it does indicate that it's a table. I click on that, and a little square will appear in my canvas that I can resize, and this is where my visualization will appear. So it's empty at the moment, and you'll notice underneath my visualizations icons, you will see an area where we can drag and drop fields in to populate my visualization, and the number of options you get will vary depending on what visualization I've selected. So for building a table, we only have one box we can drag fields in. So let's drag in the movie title, and that is the field series title, I believe, in this case. So if I click left mouse button and drag into the values box, you will see my visualizations begin to populate with a list of all movies in my data. Let's add a second column. We'll add in IMDb ratings if I click and drag, or you can click the tick box, because that will be added underneath my existing field. So click the tick box. Then I've got a second column with IMDb rating. And you'll notice it's sorted alphabetically by the first column, our first field that I've selected. But if I wanted to sort, for example, maybe by IMDb rating, I can simply click on that column and it will sort it. Now, the IMDb rating, Power BI has recognized it as a numeric field, and it's thinking I may want to sum up the total of my IMDb ratings. It's giving me a total at the bottom. Now that doesn't really make any sense. I can't see a reason why you would add up all IMDb ratings. So we can make little adjustments to our visualization. And we do this using the Format tab on the visualization pane. The icon looks a little bit like a painter or decorator's rolling brush. So I'll click on that. And again, depending on what visualization you select, you will have a varying number of formatting options. Most of them are simply changing the colors, changing the styles. But you can do things like turn off the totals and put in conditional formatting, which is quite clever. We'll cover that maybe in another video. So to turn off the total, I click on the total option and simply click on the icon there. Okay, so let's add another visual. So if I go to new visual at the top of the screen, see another box will appear, and I can click and drag and resize this as I want. So let's this time make a clustered column chart. So I click on that icon. It's on my screen on the first row, 4th from the left. And this time you'll see we have more options to drag fields in. So let's put in the movie release year onto our axis. So the movie release year has come along the x-axis, and the values, let's put in the gross take of the movie. I'll put that in the values. So there we've got a simple visual. Now, you may notice that for each released year, Power BI is basically adding up all the gross values for that particular year, which doesn't really make sense. So a more realistic visualization would be to take the average gross per movie in that particular year, and we can do this by changing by clicking on the field that we've put into our visual, click on the little drop down and switching to average. So this gives a much more comparable visual of the average gross of any movie released in any particular year. Okay. So that was a quick introduction to getting started with Power BI. We've created 2 visualizations from imported data, and hopefully I will be creating more videos to do some more advanced things over the next few weeks. I'm going to save this file up, and if you want to follow, then or leave any comments on what I can do next, then feel free to do so.